Hello Aries, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Valima Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. I already shuffled. Relationship first, single second. Let's see what we have. Okay. Okay. Aries. Alright, so you got best possible decision. Oh. It's your your partner's getting what they want. Okay. Best possible decision is what they're saying. Well, let's see where this is going. Interesting. The challenge cards here are very interesting between you and your partner, which I can't seem to hold. Your partner's is the Knight of Swords. Yours is the Knight of Cups. This reminds me of like when Aries is very motivated and Aries knows what they want. They can be extremely loving, extremely inclusive. And I have, my moon is Aries, so in case that matters at all. But I'm feeling like your partner is kind of like they're gearing up to get what they want. You seem to be more in a cooperative mood than they are. And you have the Page of Cups with what you're dealing with right here, how you're going forward. You got the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. You seem to be in a loving mood. You seem to be more giving at the moment, more palatable, more moldable to the situation. It's kind of the happy-go-lucky moment of Aries, in my opinion. Just kind of like, it's not that big a deal, whatever you want, fine, let's do it. Giving into the situation because you can, basically. Because you can. I can't really sit you in a spot where I would say you want to. I wouldn't even sit you in a spot to say you don't want to. I just feel like, whatever. I just feel like it's the whatever moment. Like, alright, fine. You do love this person. That's the key component to this. But they have the Ace of Swords here, or the Knight of Swords here. They're coming forward with very strong communication. They want this, they want this, they want this, they want this. Alright, fine. But it's the fact that you love them is why this is happening, why this is okay, I guess. You're allowing this because you love them. If you didn't love them, this would be a no-go, is what I'm getting. They're coming also forward with the Empress and the Knight of Swords. So, like, they're telling you this is good. This is a good thing to do for everybody. It benefits them, but it benefits the major part of the situation. I'm not convinced it benefits you as much as everybody else. But, depending on your point of view, you may be okay with that. For example, if this is affecting your family, it's not really the best for you. Your partner is making out, and a couple other people in your family that you greatly care for are making out. So be it. You'll sacrifice a little bit for that. I don't feel like it's like losing a limb. I feel like it's more like your time or you going out of your way for a couple things. So you're kind of like, alright, fine, I'll do it. I'll do it. I also see you standing with the Hanged Man. And I'm getting love being a very, very strong motivator here. As I'm getting the hiccups all of a sudden. Excuse me. This is hard energy, so maybe I want to be careful how I put this. I feel like your partner's coming towards you very strongly. This is what they want. They think this is for the best. It is selling you a little short. I still feel like it's selling you a little short. But other people are making out with this situation. And I feel you gearing up and looking at the situation like, I can change the direction. But if I do, I'm gonna really have to assert my feelings. I'm gonna have to be very assertive to do that. I can do it, but I don't know if I want the fallout from doing it. It's kind of like It's kind of like you can open the front door. Sure, it would be by kicking it in, but you could open it. You could open it, you kick it in, and then that's something else. But you can open it. It's just you're like, I don't think I want to kick in the front door. And I feel like that's why that's another big reason why the love is a big factor here too. I won't kick in the door because I have a lot of love for these people. And it just seems like that might be a little bit much. There might be a little bit of fallout from kicking in the front door. Maybe. You never know. So you are going along with this. I'm noticing even further that you have a lot of control. The Magician is in your spiritual aspect here, which means you can change the circumstances if you want. You're choosing not to. You're choosing not to, because even with the Magician, and I guess not everybody agrees with this, but I truly feel that the Magician is subject to his resources. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times I liken it to making a cake. You have to have a certain resources to make that. If you have ground beef and vinegar and some sugar, and you don't have anything that you could make a cake with, I mean, you're not going to be able to make a cake. You're going to have to make something else. You know what I mean? You might have to gather your resources, that type of thing. But I feel like a lot of times, in this case especially, the Magician is subject to his resources. If he's, like, you know what I mean? I hope this makes sense. Because I just don't always realize, I just always don't put it as if the Magician just has to realize his own power and use whatever he wants. There's elements around him. And it's him addressing these elements, connecting with these elements, and moving things that are already existing around him. Him, her, they. Don't mean to be the he guy here. But they're moving the elements that are already around them to suit their needs. They're changing what's already around them. And I feel like that's something that people don't always connect with on that. Like, the Magician's just making a cake out of thin air. And I don't believe that. I feel like they're moving the energy around them to work for them, to work the way they want it to. And what I'm getting here is, like, I could kick down that front door. I just won't. I just won't this time. You know, I'm gonna go dancing later. I don't want to, you know, throw out my ankle or anything. You know, I just don't want to. I'm putting in a bit of humor here because you literally have the strength to do this. You can do this. I just feel you won't. I just feel you won't because you don't want that to happen. Your partner, this is why they get the victory. They got the victory card reinforced with the Six of Wands, which is the victory card. So they're literally getting their way. But you're allowing them to. And I feel like you're gracefully letting this go by because you're like, it's not worth causing an issue about it. Your partner is not a complete fool, though. Because I feel like some people might look at this and like, ooh, they're pushing their luck. No, I think they know you well enough to when to push their luck and then when to pull back. They're seeing that they know that your response after it, I feel like your demeanor after this situation, after they've gotten what they want, it's quite clear that they kind of, you know, they were allowed to win. It feels like they were like almost like you were running a race and you know that they wanted it, so you kind of just held off and you didn't put on the gas at the end. You just let them win. It's kind of how this feels. They fully get a win. They do get a win from this. But I really feel like you're letting them win. They got the Four of Swords here. They're holding back. They're not bringing forth a conversation about talking about this, but it's like after the fact, it's kind of like, you know, when somebody lets you win a game, it's kind of like, did I really win? And they got the reward they wanted to, so your partner did win, but I feel like they're holding back and they're thinking about, wait a minute, they let me have this. The Aries let me have this. Why did they let me have this? The Three of Cups comes in spiritually for them. I feel like they want to, I don't want to say praise, but they want to show gratitude. They do want, I feel like they do want to show some type of gratitude, because I feel like it's almost like after the fact, they're like, wait a minute, I know my partner better than this. And I'm seeing how they're acting after the fact, and you're not being mean or anything like that, but it's kind of clear. It's kind of clear that you let them have this. And they're thinking about that. And like, they want to show the gratitude because they're happy that they got what they wanted. But I feel like they're understanding, like, no, the Aries backed down. The Aries let me have it. Let me have what I wanted. I better be careful how I term that one, too. Now, I'm noticing as you go on, you've got the Eight of Swords, but you got a face-down card here. The Eight of Swords is telling me you did agree, you did allow this to happen. I don't feel like you really like you're not overjoyed about it, but you're feeling like, well, I said I'd do this, or I allowed this to happen, so now that it's here, I'll do my part. I'll do what I have to do. I will hold to the agreement. It's almost like you agreed to something begrudgingly, but you said, well, I did agree to it, and I follow through on what I say, so I'll do it. Not really over the moon about doing it, but you do it because you said you would. Fertility is face down here. More things are coming for you in the future, but I feel like it's one of those things where I let this one go by, but I will balance this out later. And I feel like that's how you're looking at it. Like, all right, I let this go through. I could have changed direction with it, but it wasn't worth it. But later, I get my fair share. And that's fair. Balance is very fair. In the sense of, like, Aries, I feel like, is looking at this in the sense of, like, you know what? I'm working at a deficit right now. I don't really like this. But you know what? There's going to be something I want down the road. And when it's really worth it to me, I'm going to push this back and be like, hey, I went out of my way for you. You can go out of your way for me. It's not like you're holding an accounting system. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I worked hard for you for 3 weeks and 7 days, and which is actually a month. And, you know, did this for you, did that for you. Now you owe me, you know, by this you'll pay back 2 weeks. You know, it's not like that. But it's kind of like, you know, I bent over backwards for you. Now in this future, you will bend over backwards for me. That's how that works. Now, there seems to be a conversation that needs to happen after the fact. This is very interesting how this is moving on from this situation, because your partner does win. I just feel like when the situation actually happens, when they're actually, the win is in effect, and you're doing whatever you need to do to help them get what they want, I don't feel you over the moon about this, but I feel you holding to what you agreed to. You said you'd do it, and you're doing it. I feel that energy. You have the Knight. Nope, you have the King of Swords. Your partner has the Eight of Cups. I feel like you're coming forward and you're saying how you really don't like this. You're really not into this. And I feel like you're coming forward to them. Even though they won, I feel like you want to change how things are being done, just because it's seeming like it's a bit much for you. You want to change things around a little bit to be more, to suit you more, because it's like, this is a bit much for me. I need this. It's not that I can't do it, but it's making me unhappy, and I think we need to change it around a little bit. And I feel you going towards your partner with this. Ironically, I don't feel like this situation lasts all that long, oddly enough. Whatever it is, I feel like when you're trying to change things around, your partner decides to just move on from the whole situation. Kind of abandon it is what I'm getting. Are they really walking away from a win? They don't want to pay back later. They don't want to pay back the balance later. That's what I'm getting. Granted, this is a general love read or general relationship read, because it can be any type of relationship, quite frankly. It doesn't have to be a love relationship. But this person is walking away from their win. And I'm getting the Eight of Cups is like they're going on to other things because they don't want to pay back the balance due. Especially when you're explaining how this is really too much. And it's not that you can't do it, it's just you're not enjoying yourself and you don't want to be dragging yourself down the hill all this time. And you're asking for them to help you change this up so that the pressure is a little less on you and maybe they could take over some of that pressure for you. Because this is something they wanted. Instead, they're deciding just to walk away from the whole situation. I don't feel like this is the best way for this to end, but See, I want to say maybe there's something for you here, but I don't see something for you here to do. I'm getting the Five of Cups is what happens between the two of you. And it's almost like it was a wasted win. You gave in, and then you just wanted to move. You just wanted to do some cosmetic changes so you could enjoy it a little more and not be so labored. And then they walked away. So it's almost like you feel like you gave in for nothing because in the long run, your partner walked away from it. Your partner, on the other hand, feels like they tried to make something happen. They got what they wanted, but when they were asked to be a little bit more flexible, they just didn't want to do that, so they abandoned the situation. So it's almost like they shouldn't even have tried, is kind of how that feels. There's a weird energy between the two of you at this point. You got the Five of Cups, but you got the psychic protection between you as well. I feel like your partner's trying to avoid a fight. They don't feel like this is how this should have worked out. There's a misunderstanding here. There's something isn't right. Something's not connecting right here. You do love your partner, but it's like they come forward, they want their will, you go along with it, it goes along for a little while, and then you kind of like come forward like, all right, this isn't working for me. Let's just change a few little things and we can keep going. And instead of changing anything or working with you on it, they just abandon it. And I don't, this is not, I feel like this is red flag territory. I think if this reading is really hitting with you, why is your partner walking away? Because I don't see the answer. I see best possible decision here. I see that that's good. But this is supposed to bring forth something. There's a problem here. Like, and I'm trying to touch it. There's a problem. Like, why are they walking away? It bothers me. I'm not seeing an answer to it, though. And that may be subjective to your situation, and maybe that's why. But why are they backing off? Because, and I feel you, with the King of Swords, you're like, but the King of Swords is usually in command of a conversation. There needs to be maybe a more, no, I don't see, no, the conversation, there's nothing wrong with the conversation. Your partner's not engaging in it. They seem to be backing away, but why? That's what you need to find out. Why are they backing away? Why are they not working with you on this? It does make a difference for the longevity of this situation. That could be a major problem. It's like, to me, that's screaming that's a red flag. Especially when they had what they wanted. They got what they wanted. You just tried to, hone it in a bit, sharpen up the edges, soften out the rough spots. You know what I mean? And they just abandoned it. I see them abandoning it. And I feel like that's a problem. And they seem to be, they're trying to protect something. They're trying to protect themselves. I feel like they may be intimidated by you. If that's the case, you need to find out why, and you need to help them get past that. That's going to be a problem a long way down the road. That could end up in a real, like, rough moment where somebody has to go their own way. If it's really that bad where they don't feel like they have a voice or they feel like they can't stand up and say how they feel and they're going to back down and walk away instead, or worse, they don't want to stand up to you because they feel like it'll cause a big argument, and it's just that when the two of you stand against each other, you both feel how you feel, and the understanding of one another doesn't really happen. Look at that really closely. I feel like you could see why by looking at past situations. Because if this is hitting, this is not the first time they've walked away with something similar like this, where things are going their way, you come towards them to change some things and they walk away. If this has happened more than once especially, you want to look at this closely. What's the red flag here? Why are they doing that? That's not good. I'm really feeling that's not good. But it's definitely a personal thing for your situation to figure out what that is. All right, I'm trying to pull something else. I'm not getting it. So I'm going to let that be there. Let's go into Aries single and see what we have for you guys. What do we have for Aries single? Single Aries. What do we have for single Aries? Messages for single Aries. What's going on with single Aries? What's going on around single Aries? Messages for single Aries. Six of Cups popping out there. I'm going to say that's a history card. So, got some history coming in is what I'm first off thinking. Messages for Aries, single Aries, stop. So, Six of Cups. Got to keep that in mind. Popped in right in the center anyway. There it is. It's still here. They're like, oh yeah, don't worry. We're not going to let you forget about it. It's going to be right there. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. You got some 3, 4, 5 of the 10. 5 of the 10 are major arcana. And yeah, one of them's in your thoughts. I get that, but let's see where this is going, because I feel like something is. It's history. It's labored. It's a lot of work. But it's been too much work. My first thought is it's been too much work. Something wants to pop out here, I think. We'll find out in a second. This is going to be upside down? Yep. Came in upside down, but I feel like it needs to be. The history of what you're dealing with, there's a history here. There's a 6 of Cups. It popped right out during the shuffle. It popped right in the middle here. It's also coming in with the Death card. It's coming in with the Death card, and I'm feeling like something has to end here. Something has to stop. The history that you've been dealing with whoever it is that's getting your attention, this needs to stop. Because I'm getting it's been a long time going. It's been going on for a while. This person's been on around you, maybe been on you, trying to get your attention, but I feel like you're not interested. But this seems to be affecting things. Something about them is turning you off to the whole situation. And it may even be that they're too aggressive, in the sense of like they keep dogging at you, and you're just like, knock it off. Like, I feel like this is a person that may be a little bit aggravating to you, because they just, when you start being nice to them or you talk to them, they want answers, they want to go forward, they're in a hurry, they're like, let's be together, let's hang out, and you're just like, listen, you need to calm down, because this is way too much. Now, this person and you the harmony's not there. This other person, though, I see the Star card. They're coming towards you. They want your attention. I just feel like they might be a little rabid with it. And that makes you uncomfortable. And you're just like, no, you need to calm down. You need to back off. I feel like there's some type of behavior this person is doing, and they may be oblivious to what they're doing, and you don't like it. I know that sometimes in this, I do have an Aries moon going on here, so what I'm feeling here, when I'm connecting to this, is kind of like, sometimes there's people who they just seem to keep pushing their own idea about what's going to happen next, and they try to almost take away your ability to choose. Like, this is what's happening, and they just won't back off, and just finally you just walk away, or you blow up, and you're like, get the hell away from me, because what you're saying is not going to happen. I feel that energy here, like somebody who's really insistent, and it's just kind of like, listen, you're not running my life for me. Don't even try, and the more you try, the less I like you. And I feel that energy here. Like, the more they try to run your life or try to tell you what you're going to do, that's no. That's nope. And the Aries part of me is like, no, that was never an option. I'm like, that was never an option for you to tell me how to run my life. That was never an option. Because I'm getting that aggravation. It's like, it's getting under my skin a little bit. Just like, this person, it's like, oh no. It's been going on for a while. I feel like you've been tolerating this person. You may have even been intimate with this person a couple times, thinking maybe something could happen, or trying to see if something could happen. The attractiveness is there. The physical attraction is there. But this, someone telling you how you're going to live your life, no. That was never a possibility. And I almost feel like that might be really getting under your skin. That's when you get the Death card with the 6 of Cups. You're over that. And I feel like you may even be, if this is how this is hitting for you, and you're coming to this moment, you're really kind of even aggravated that you allowed it to go this far, where you just kind of like, tried to ignore them, or you didn't call them out on it, and it just kept happening. You thinking that you were thinking they were going to get the hint that was never an option, and it just never seemed to sink in, and now it's getting really obnoxious. The thing is, you got the stress. Like, you're sick of it. You're fed up. I feel like you're fed up. There's things you really do like about this person, but that quality, if that quality is hitting, that's the best way I could put it, is like, that was never an option, and you're really kind of annoyed, almost insulted that somebody's trying to tell you how to live your life. It's not. That was never on the table. I'm getting that was never on the table, and you don't care about how other people live their life. This is not how you live yours, and that was never an option. I'm feeling really aggravated about it. They're at the bottom here with the Hierophant energy. You're here with the Ten of Wands. For some reason, you don't want to snap their head right off their shoulders because you're really getting aggravated. So I feel, what are you doing? Are you walking away? No. I feel like you're trying to have a calm conversation with this person. You got your ducks in a row. You know where you stand. You know where you stand. And you're trying to tell this person, when you're doing this, you're trying to make, I feel like you're making decisions for me. And I don't even think that's not even how that's coming through. When you're doing this to me, you're making decisions for me. You think you're going to make decisions for me, but that's not an option. I will live my own life. And if you don't like this, then we need to stop this. This needs to end. You need to go your own way. And I feel like that's how you're putting it. Like, no, like you're not doing this. And I've been putting up with it all this time. I should not have been. And even though I haven't been giving in to you, I thought you'd get the hint, but you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and I have had it. And I feel like they're kind of like, wait a minute. I don't think it's really like that. Are they really coming? That's how this energy's coming. Like, it's not really like that. And you're like, no, it is what you're saying. That is what you're doing. I don't feel like you're not, I don't feel you blowing up about it. And this is a situation where you could, but I don't feel you blowing up about it. And I feel like, no, you are doing it. And this is what you did, this is what you said, this is why you're doing it. You need to stop it. I feel like you're telling this person, no, you are doing it. No, this is how you did that. No, this is what you're doing. You're not letting them get away with it. I think maybe oblivious. They got the Star card with the Hierophant here. This is how they live life. I don't see you blowing up on this person. Aries is very strong, so that can happen. That can happen. I don't see you blowing up about this, though. I don't. I just see you like, it's almost like you're kind of explaining it till you get a little bit fed up with it. Then you're like, all right, I just need to walk away. And I feel like you're walking away before you do blow up. For some reason, you just don't want to blow up about it. You're like, I'm just going to walk away for now. The thing is, when you walk away, you're done. I don't see you telling this person it's over, but you won't go back towards this person because you're like, I tried to work this out with you. I tried to tell you what you were doing. You just tried to negate it out. There's no reason to talk anymore. And when you're walking away, you're just kind of like trying not to blow up. So it's not even like you just walk away. You're just like, all right, I'm gonna walk away from this for now. You don't walk back towards it though. You're done. When you walk away, you're done. I'm getting the Judgment and I'm getting the safe travel. I get this is a good idea. Instead of ending it through blowing up, you're just ending it by walking away. And you're done. That's it. That is completely done. This is not a relationship. That's the bigger kicker to this. You've just been casually, either you were casually seeing this person or this person's been around you trying to get your attention. You were not in a relationship is what I'm getting. You were not in a relationship. But their attitude about how they were trying to tell you how to live life, you've had it. Judgment has been rendered. Safe travel. Moving on. And I feel like you're not. This person seems like they're going to try to contact you after the situation's over. I'm getting the Four of Pentacles, like you've already closed that door. I'm getting the Study here, like you're just. It's almost like you've locked yourself in a room. Like we were not. I know where I stand. We're done. There's nothing left. And I feel like the most they're going to get from you is that I said I was done, goodbye. That's it. You're not moving on. You're just done. I don't know how to say this. Like, why is it you're not moving on? This person's still around you. But this situation with them or what they thought was going to happen, that's done. Any possibilities of more or this connecting in as a relationship or dating more, that's done. They still feel like for most of you, this person's going to be around after this. It's just that the possibility of anything more is done. There's no possibility after this, and you're not willing to. I'm getting you're fine. With the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like you're actually quite proud of yourself for not ripping his head off. Him, her, they, whoever they may be. Don't get caught up in the gender. Whatever it may be, this person may be for you. You're actually quite happy with yourself for not ripping their heads off. but you're done. I find it very ironic that this was never a relationship, but this person, it seems like they were coming at you as if you'd been married for years and they could tell you what to do, or they felt like they could. That's the energy. It feels like that's how they were coming towards this, and I feel like you're kind of looking at this person like, even if we were married for many years, that still would not be the case. And the fact that you're doing that now, we were done before this started. And in fact, it never did start. You were never in a relationship. That's the thing. But this person, the way they were coming at you, you're just like, even if we were, that would not be the case. And it's annoying. You walk away, you just walk away. And that's it. Why is this so... I feel like you were going to do this anyways. Why is this so significant? They're promoting you not losing your temper. That's fine. You don't have to lose your temper. You walking away is making things better for you. So I almost feel like a lot of you need that encouragement to just... Once the button gets hit, just walk away. Done. That's it. Anything else? I think we're there. All right, thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.